Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Dave, and me and Millie are here to tell you about our final day of WOME on the Sunday.
Hell yeah.
I once again had a wonderful night's sleep. God, I'm old. What happened on Sunday, Millie?
So we wake up in the morning. And it's time for the captain selections, isn't it? Yeah. So throughout the weekend, captains have been doing various different little trials and tests.
They sounded great.
They sounded really good. So I'll list them off for ones that I know about but didn't really interact with because, again, they had their own little private plot line going on. So first one was the tactical shenanigans with the actual fighting in the list. Then they had a diplomatic negotiations test with 2 traders. So it was a dwarf versus a elven trader, and they had to find a way to negotiate the best business deal for the fort. Do you want to know how they did it, Dave?
How did they do it?
By getting the traders to throw banana skins at each other, and whoever hit the other trader the most got the better deal. I love LARPers. I love them so much, god damn it.
I hate the fact is that I do it too. Yeah, I'm not sinless in this, but yeah, oh my god. Fucking chuckle monkeys.
It was so good. But then it got slightly more serious. They did one where they all had to drink a drink, and it turned out that was poison. And they all one by one got taken up to another building and offered the antidote, but there was only a limited dose of the antidote. So if they took,
I think was it 3 and there were 6 of them, so half of them would die.
Yeah.
I love this as a test. It's a classic kind of, personality type test, right? Where are you the sort of person that's going to be like, give me one of those fucking vials, or are you going to be like, okay, you need to give this vial to these people?
Yeah.
And
none of those bastards took the antidote, so they were all wonderful people, and they all got.
Do you think your character, as a point of interest, do you think your character would have taken it?
Let me have a think. I don't think. No, she would have done. She's an elf.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, she's an elf. She thinks she's really important. I would like to say that I wouldn't have taken the antidote, but the way that I'm taking her is she has to, right? Although maybe she would have not taken the antidote, but not because of any selfless reasons, but in pure defiance. That would probably
to be like, I am going to die being the better person.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Humans created this test. It is a stupid test, and now you have killed an eternal life force that is an elf.
Fucking elf bullshit.
I know, right?
I need to, even to having this conversation with you now, I'm like, I need to work on my character. I need to figure more out about him, because I'm still a bit loosey-goosey on whether I would take it or not.
Yeah.
And what is my motivations. I need to watch a lot of true crime, basically.
Yeah, I need to have a think. But yeah, so they had those tests, then they had one last test, but I can't remember what it was. But either way, so we start the Sunday. They line all of the candidates up on the stairs of the fort, so it looks cinematic as fuck. And my favourite part of that is that the person playing the one dwarf candidate stands on their knees.
Oh yeah. So good.
Yeah.
And all you can see is his little leggies, which literally look like his little leggies.
Yeah.
And you pointed it out, and I was just like, immediately couldn't look at it anymore because it made me so happy.
It was so good. So
it's the simple things in life that make me happy.
Yeah, and they all of them get spoken to by one of the Dundine Rangers NPCs. They have this big speech. Would you like to make a bet about who is going to get the captaincy?
I don't think any of us saw this coming. Because I was like, wow, there's some good candidates up there. But I had my eye on like a couple that were like, they're absolute, like they are definitely going to be like well up there in contention, right? They'll probably, give other people like some minor jobs, to make them happy for the effort they put in. But when they read out his name,
Yep. When they read out Dundan of the Rohirrim.
Callum's face was the best thing in the world. It's not a look that you would want off your commander of your fort having just been promoted to the role. Surprise, horror.
And then, oh shit, I've got to say a speech now.
He rallied pretty fast,
he
right?
Really
but
did.
Man,
it was so fucking funny. I mean, but also, so we joke about it now, but speaking that man's praises, Callum had spent basically the entire day yesterday on top of the battlements, just having the time of his life.
I know Callum gets enough love, but people are sleeping on Callum's fucking RP abilities. Yeah. He loves being big and brash and making people laugh and having a good time, but he went around to every single group. He went around to the herbalists, he went around to the fighters, he went around all these different groups and asking whether they're okay, whether they can do anything for them, like building fucking personal connections and building that authority. Like, he wasn't just being loud and being silly about it. He actually put fucking effort in despite being fucking hilarious while doing it.
He is.
Like, I love that fucking man. He's amazing.
He's so good. And he even slept on top of the wall. Like, did you know this?
To be fair, he woke up in the middle of the night, then decided he was going to go to the wall.
Yeah.
And just, when I pictured it, I was like, so you got yourself something to sleep on or whatever. No, he just sat in the corner against the fucking palisade and fell asleep.
Yeah.
You savage.
Yeah.
You savage, sir.
Yeah.
But I imagine the views would have been fucking
so
spectacular.
The sunrise over the fort. Next year, I am going to wake up for sunrise. I'm so excited. But yeah. So... You're right there.
Sure you are.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I am.
No, yeah. I'll see you there at fucking 5 a.m. for the sunrise. Sure. Absolutely.
I saw it this morning.
I'll be right next to you.
Yeah. You hear it first.
Yeah, but you're working nights. It doesn't count.
It does count.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Callum wins the captaincy election, and they say that there was such a close fight that they are also going to be electing a second. And the second that they choose is a guy called Red Wolf, who we spoke about briefly, I think on the Friday.
He was fantastic.
So good. And he really did a good rally speech as well.
All of my interactions with him were like right on.
Yeah.
Like right on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he was playing like this very maybe I want to say the word aggressive, but it's not aggressive. It's like very proactive, right? Like, wants to go after it, that sort of vibe. And really, really good. Totally deserved the second command, and they're both extremely competent.
Yeah,
so, hey,
really good.
Let's go.
And then oh no, they had one last test before they announced the leader, where they did like battlefield strategies.
Oh, they had to fight in line formation and attack each other, right?
Yeah, no. So that was on the Saturday. On the Sunday morning,
but they did it with. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Oh no, maybe they did do it. I didn't really watch it.
They did do a big line fight thing where they kind of worked out tactics, where they had like a shield wall, and then they had archers firing over the shield wall, like a little actual battle.
Yeah. I think the test was how would you defend this fort, your home, and it was like, and they all had their own little thing. But yeah, so that happened. There was a big speech. It was all wonderful, and then this like really weird air of just tension and like nerves and like intrepidation, I think that's the right word, but like nervousness for the things that were to come.
That is literally intrepidation.
Is it? Oh my god, I'm so good at words.
So, yeah. Or I'm wrong and being an idiot.
Probably.
Good thing this isn't being recorded.
Yeah, right. But either way, so this is all happening. We know that there's a big battle because of what happened yesterday, with the cultists going missing, big booms, big attacks.
Also the Nazgul.
Oh my god, the Nazgul! How did we forget about the Nazgul?
There was a skirmish where they all went off to the woods.
Yeah.
And I was watching it from up high, on the battlements, and basically there's like a tree line, and you can't see anything through the tree line. All you can hear is what's going on, and maybe catch like a leg here or someone running there. And then there was like the sound of a Nazgul, which I think was played on a speaker, and they were like, "Look, it's a Nazgul," and everyone was like to respond to it. I always prefer practical effects to do the imagination, but it's totally valid. But yeah, that's the setup to the Sunday stuff, isn't it? That they weren't there, but they're about in the area.
And this really somber sort of mood falls on the camp, and so Cal gets everyone together. We have this big chat. He does this really cool speech, because basically what's happened plot wise is that the scouting party have returned, and we have information about where the orcs are camped and stuff like that, and he does this really cool speech. He's like, so the orcs are camped nearby, they have not mobilized yet. We need to attack them first before they have a chance to mobilize and regroup with the Nazgul. And so everybody literally just goes, right, let's go. And the entire fort gets ready for action.
We are suited and booted. Man, the kind of the vibe was very confident, and wanted to get stuck into them. It was great.
It was really good. And this is when the orcish antagonizers turn up as well, which is great. Great people.
They were amazing. Really, really good. I've seen them at other systems. They do the kind of heckling stuff so well. It's basically one orc with a drum, orc standing next to them, and they are hurling abuse at the walls while we hurl abuse at them. So good. That while people had left the fort and were kind of trying to sneak down to ambush these two orcs.
And it was really funny to watch, but also it was like one of those things of like, I think whoever was running the ambush also had that whole thing of, oh, do I, don't I? What if it's plot relevant?
I mean, we were running out of things to yell at them. I think it was only when they were like getting bored that they were like, we're just gonna go now, and then they jack in the box and attack them.
It was very funny.
It's pretty funny.
But yeah, so that happens. The antagonizers happen. It lifts the mood a little bit, and then we hear more drums and more orcish screaming. So we've mobilized. We're all on the move, and I loved this about the site, is the fact that even though the fort itself was on private land, so we had no members of public walking through, the land around, very popular dog walking destination.
Extremely, especially on a nice summer's day. Those poor Scots barely see the sun. Okay, so when it comes out, they have to take advantage right there and then. So there were so many like middle-aged people with little dogs. It was ridiculous. Was one lady passed us and was like, could I take a picture? And the crew member said the right thing, which was, I'm afraid not. Some people aren't really comfortable with their pictures being put on the internet with them being a kit. And then she looked kind of a bit put out. And then, so I just went, oh, but you can take a picture of me. And then a bunch of us stood together so she could take a picture. She's probably going to go home and laugh at us. But I was like, that's actually a pretty good tactic to deal with random passers-by, which I need to remember to do the next time if it happens. Because give them a little taste, get people talking about it, you know? It's
and
good.
I think as well, it's like, we are around LARPers and LARP all the time. So it's kind of, we're desensitized to it. If you're walking in a woods in Scotland and you see about 50 people all dressed up as fantasy people and warriors wielding rubber weapons and arrows with foam tips, you're going to have questions.
I mean, it looked like we'd just been beamed down from Mars for that one lady, didn't it? It was like really funny.
Very funny. But that was another thing that I really liked about the orgs, was the fact that it was all really well organised. Like, as soon as anyone saw a dog walker or people walking in the woods, we just paused, had a little bit of a stand and a chat, and then it was like, okay, time back in, and then carry on.
Just good people skills.
Really good.
Yeah, really good. But yeah, so we chomped down there, and we're all ready for this fight, and we get there, and then it's like, there's nothing in the woods.
Nothing.
Not a thing in the woods. And what was the course of events? Did we? So we stopped, had a chat, right?
And then because we'd split the fighting force up into shield frontliners, archer backline, skirmishers, and flanks, and then you were in the honor guard of the captain, right?
Yeah.
So we did,
which was me, Ellie, the dwarf. Like, I can't remember who else was in there, but it was fun.
And so we all kind of spread out, and then nobody was there. Then we hear the drums coming from the fort, and one of the NPCs says 5 people and 5 people only. Go and scout out the fort again. So again, the usual thing of Kino Beano's happened. I was on it, and then because I couldn't keep up, somebody else took my place, and that's fine. It is what it is. The scouts run off, and the drumming keeps happening. So something that's kind of cool that I was really proud of was the fact that everybody was in the woods, and then my character was just on the outskirts of the woods, looking at the only access point from the fort to where we were. And in my head, there was going to be about 40 or 50 orcs coming through that, and there was going to be Legolas atop the hill, in Two Towers, where he's like the vanguard, like archering, and then just jumps on a horse and runs away, like do that. Isn't quite what happened.
I like that you got to live that moment, though. That's nice. The amount of people that wanted to slide down the battlements on their fucking shield while shooting arrows, fucking elf bullshit,
I know, right?
Man. That's there's 2 types of people in this world: people that love that moment and people that hate that moment. And I am a hater. I'm a Legolas hater. Stop breaking my immersion, sir.
Yes, but yeah. So the scouts return. And they say the fort has been taken and the hobbits are being held hostage.
Obviously, Éomer is horrified by this because he has sworn an oath to protect those hobbits. And the ranger that suspects something about him doing something wrong when I was leaving the fort, I said, "What about the hobbits?" Like, and one of the rangers told me, like, "Don't worry. This person's going to stay and protect them." I was like, okay. So now I'm like, I'm so mad at this one person.
I did wonder why you kept shouting
If the hobbits are dead, I was going to kill him like immediately. And is there like a sicko thing where I'm like, I want to be the one to murder that hobbit?
So good.
Like a weird ownership thing. Very strange. Very good.
So we're all in the woods, and we hear that the hobbits have been taken hostage. The fort is naught but rubble now, and everybody goes to Callum. And it's like as like everybody looks at Callum as like the whole like, Captain, what do we do? It's a really cool moment, I think.
At first, my reaction was, it's kind of lame that we're just kind of like, this is just an excuse to us to empty the camp so they can do it. But the walking back up and the attack on the fort was fucking sick.
It was so good.
Man. Shields at the front. Like, from my perspective, it was literally like, I'm running down there. I literally grabbed one of the Dundee and I'm like, where's... what was his name? I can't remember the character. Is it Lark? Yeah, where's Lark? And he's just like, he's in the fort. And I'm like... You told me he would protect the hobbits. And he's just like, And it's just like, who was protecting the jail or whatever? And I was just like, and who was protecting the fort? And I'm like, how long have you known him for? And I'm yelling at him all this stuff, and he's like, I've known him my whole life, I trust him. And bear in mind, we're having this conversation while people are literally fucking storming the gates, and we're being fired on down from the side by a bunch of orcs who are like hitting people. It's fucking carnage. It was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really good, especially because the way that the gate is it was a fucking heavy gate. It's like a 10-11 foot high gate made of solid wood.
And there's a big metal bit on the back, right?
And it was such a cool moment being, because we were the little archer boys at the back, just watching all of the heavy clankers do the sort of battering ram element of it. And it was like the 1, 2, 3 heave, and then there were shield bearers covering the battering ram people so that the archers firing from the battlements couldn't kill them. It was fucking great.
It reminded me of you ever seen the movie Joan of Arc?
Yeah.
Like that's the closest I've had at a LARP to that immersion of having a proper medieval siege fight. Like it was incredible.
It was
right?
really fucking fun.
And even once we got through the gate, the orcs made a line to hold us back, and then there was this weird like no man's land, wasn't it, where we were being fired upon from up the top, and it was like you could just imagine the actual carnage of a real situation like this. It would have been horrific, you know?
and it was tough because like I didn't have any armor on. I had my little padded armor like Gambi number, and that was it. So I had to keep moving hard, fast, keep dodging, so I was trying to fire on the orcs on the ground, but then keeping an eye on the archers from atop, and then just hoping and praying that when we got through the lines far enough that we could start going up to the battlements, that the people that were fighting there would take care of the archers. Like you had to have a huge amount of trust in your people.
I wish I was there to charge the battlements, but that must have been the best time. Like I saw it happen because it was like, we pushed the line back a little bit, and then it will give us the option to move around that corner and get access to the stairway. And once you're on the stairway, then you can take the battlements, and then the fort effectively becomes like ours. You know, it was so cool.
It was really
Whoever
cool.
charged that battlement, I salute you.
It was Nick. So the two Gondorians, the Gondorian Ranger, OG Gondorian, so Jim and Nick. Paige also went up there. A load of other people, another couple of Gondorians. A lot of the Rohirrim went up there. I think Ellie went up there as well.
Because they immediately started shooting down from the battlements.
Yeah,
right?
it was so fucking sexy. So good. It's like there are so few moments when my jaw has hit the ground when I've been LARPing. But looking up and just seeing a volley of arrows from our side, just, oh my God, it was so good.
Amazing.
And I look up on the battlements and I see Jim's character, so Gondorian Ranger, on the ground clutching his neck. And getting absolutely lectured by Nick for his lack of armour.
This was a running theme throughout the whole weekend,
so
where every time he didn't have any leg armor, so obviously he gets hit in the leg, and but there's Nick dressed head to toe in plate, being like, now this is why you should be wearing more armor.
Yep. But also Jim had gone onto the battlefield and he'd spent all morning looking for greaves for his legs, and had found them, and then we get to the woods and he goes, fuck, I forgot my braces. And it's like it's legit like Jim cannot I genuinely do not think that Jim can survive or actually LARP with a full set of armor, because he always forgets something. Like when he was at Empire, so Jim used to play Morgan, who was my thing. We've spoken about his death loads. The way he died at Empire was by giving somebody else his shield. So again, he didn't have a full set of armor, died. Warriors of Middle-earth doesn't have a full set of armor, died. Get armor, people.
Amazing. Absolutely incredible.
But yeah, so Nick and Jim are having this moment while all Ellie and all of the archers are sort of bombarding people below on the battlements, and it's so good. We're fighting forward. The orcs keep respawning, so there's lots and lots and lots of constantly stuff going on. And suddenly we hear the all too familiar sound of a Nazgul like screech.
The call of Nazgul was so cool.
Yeah.
Like the and everyone RP'd it great, right? Like it's a fucking shade with a giant fucking sword.
Yeah.
Like it did the business. Even in daylight, it was really effective, wasn't it?
And even like how the Nazgul appeared. Because I don't know if this was intentional or not, but either way, I'm going to say it is. The way the crew directed the player's attention away from where the Nazgul was coming in from, and then suddenly the Nazgul was right in the center of their ranks, and then it was like they parted like the Red Sea. It was fucking cool.
Do you know what I loved about it as well was the people that wanted to fight the big bad went and fought the big bad. I went on the right hand side and I helped because I ran out of arrows, so I ran back to my tent, dumped my bow and grabbed my sword and came running back to the battle. And then I was part of the kind of charge, the basically the massacre of the orcs as we pushed them up the dirt ramp and headed into that coppice area, like not coppice, whatever you'll call it.
The little training, the little training bit.
Where the archery range is. And it was like, we brutalized them. It was amazing.
And so the Nazgul, I stuck with the Nazgul fight a little bit because it was really fucking interesting to watch.
Oh, I bet.
And it was something that had happened over the course of the Saturday as well, was that we had got like a tincture that was like an anti-shade tincture, and put them on the weapons, or we'd forged some anti-Nazgul weapons, either or. So there were 3 people that had those. It was Red Wolf, it was Barry, one of the dwarfs, and then I can't remember who had the third. I think it was one of the NPCs. It was the guy that looked like he'd come out of Arthurian legend.
The handsome one.
Yeah.
Well, they were all handsome, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That guy was.
He was like our moody one that looked exactly like Aragorn, but definitely wasn't Aragorn.
Yeah. He's the one that called me a hero, and I died a little inside.
You're a hero for protecting the hobbits.
Oh God.
Yeah. So those 3 had these weapons, and the Nazgul descends upon us all, and it has that everybody just wails into it, but because they haven't got the weapons, they're all getting knocked down. And this is a credit to the player base, right? Because there was in WOME, there's no hit point system. It's kind of like Flying Lead and LARP, where you take your hits as you would want them to be taken, like the cinematic side of things. It's
how I'd like to play roleplay games. I know a lot more people. There are people, not more. I don't know. I have no idea, more or less. But a lot of people, some people like to have a points-based system or an arm-based point system, or there's a bunch of other different ways to do it. I just like playing my hits. Like, I really like being hit and falling on the ground and being really overly dramatic when I get hit. And I think it takes trust from the players and the crew to kind of respect that style of play. Because, like, if you want to be like a real tryhard and like do the tippy tappy, I'm literally trying to knock you down to your hit points. I don't know. It's fine and it's fun to do, but like that's how I prefer. I prefer the more role play led combat side. You know.
But I saw a video on the Warriors of Middle Earth Facebook page like this morning of the Nazgul like wailing into players.
I haven't seen that.
Oh my god, it's so good. You need to watch it. And it's so just heartwarming, and just watching these players interact with the way that the Nazgul is fighting, and they go, yeah, no, fair, I've legit just been chopped in half by by a lich and a ghost, right? So they just die, and they go down. But Barahir, who is the NPC, the Arthurian legend guy, and the Nazgul have this really cool one-on-one sword fight. And it's, you know, they've obviously, because they're both crew members, they've choreographed it. It looks phenomenal. The Nazgul goes down, and so does Barahir. So he's gone. He gave his life for the fort.
Hail the victorious dead.
Yeah, exactly.
After the battle, after things were kind of wrapping up, you know, your usual kind of like stragglers getting murdered by groups of people, you know, like all that sort of stuff, I start walking down and I see Red Wolf at the bottom of the ramp, and it's like that. Like my jaw hit the floor because I was like, oh my god, like he's second in command.
Yep.
He's another Rohan. I really respected him in the fort, you know. It's like, and he died like defending the fort or whatever, and it was like, that was it was awesome. It was so really good. Cool. All the players that chose to die actually added like a huge weight to everything. It felt really like we'd just had a really bloody battle afterwards, didn't it?
Yeah, it was really good. And it was like the battle ended, but you know that thing of like, you don't know if it's over or not, so everybody's in that kind of like wait period where it's quiet. And you're looking around and you're looking at your dead, you're hearing the screams of people that are getting medic attention.
And that's a great observation actually, because there was a lot of people injured.
There was a lot. And it's kind of like, it's, you know, in Return of the King, when it's the shot of Aragorn and he's on the ground outside of the walls of Minas Tirith and he's watching as the ghost armies are like going through, and it's like that really human moment where you're like, fuck, I'm exhausted, and you just like, it's that pause, you're like, there's no way the battle can be over. That's the moment that we had.
It's the intensity of it, right?
Yeah.
You still got the adrenaline pumping.
Yeah.
You know, if for some of us you're still a little out of breath.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then they brought all the bodies to the list, and then like everyone, we had like people said a few words about their characters.
Yeah.
And it was really cute.
Yeah.
And sad.
Yeah, and we did a Hail the Victorious Dead.
Yes.
It was
like, that is peak.
Yeah.
Peak.
I'm
so happy for Callum. I am really. I know he's one. He's my Bezzy mate.
Yeah.
But, I'm super happy that he got to fulfill his Rohan fucking fantasy.
Yeah.
And gets to be the captain of Rohan, shouting "Hail the Victorious Dead."
It was so good. And it's just like those kind of like unifying moments really brought us all together. And it was just really, it's just, oh my god, the atmosphere, man, like of the whole weekend, everything was just so good, because obviously like we're all seasoned LARPers by now. We had a really good friendship group, like we were very well established going into that. There were about like, what would you say, 8, 9, 10 of us.
Yeah, lots.
That was our friendship group, and so we're very comfortable in our own spaces. But then with all of the newbies, they were all in their own.
I was so impressed.
Impressed, right?
I cannot stress how the vibe was just awesome. People were up for playing games, up for being a little silly sometimes, up for taking things very seriously other times. It was just that really good LARPer vibe.
Yeah.
Like the two ladies with the bows were awesome. They were so
Faye.
Cool.
No, the people that were from Devon.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, they were really good. They were like
really, really good.
One of them, it was so funny because so obviously because this is a first event, photos and like marketing stuff really important. On the Sunday for the battle, we actually had a videographer there. And one of the newbies that you were talking about, one of the Rohirrim, was saying, oh, you should get this shot, you should get that shot. And they were talking, basically she's a DOP in the film industry.
Yeah.
And she'd come all the way from Devon just to LARP for this weekend to have fun. And then she's like, and then we both slipped into kind of work mode because she was like, oh, I'm a DOP. I was like, oh, I'm an AD. And we were like, yeah, work buddies.
Nerds.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it was really fucking cool. And it was really like the funeral moment and the battle and like loads of little pocket moments before then were just really fun in listening to how a group of people that are so strange to each other at the start become this really tight-knit family at the end.
Yeah, massively. Yeah, Time Out was like bittersweet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like, oh man, like that was great. That was really, really fun.
Yeah.
Culture. It's very hard to create good culture. Like, and I think they nailed it. Really nice.
Yeah, I think so too.
Wholesome.
And I think it was so wholesome, right? Like,
well, apart from
the Hobbits were the best bit, I think, except for that radio.
I know.
I also got the name of one of the Hobbits wrong. It's Raz, OC, and Shelley. So sorry, Raz.
Sorry, Raz.
But yeah, it's like you can say we've said about teething issues over the weekend, and they're going to be there for a first event in a site that logistically is challenging. Because the fort itself, phenomenal, but then you've got areas of that are open to the public, so you've got to deal with members of the public walking through. There was no phone signal, and it's all spread out, right? So you have to have a really strong organisational group to be able to manage that. And then when you have railroaders like Nick and myself, and people killing hobbits left, right and centre, you know, like the fact that they managed to take that in their stride and adapt, so good.
To be fair, I can only kill one hobbit a day because I only get to use my ability
once a day.
one time. Yeah, so
that's
at
true.
Most I can only murder 3 hobbits maximum.
Woof. And there's only 2 in the fort at the moment. So.
Unless I start taking, like, you know, risks.
But yeah, I think we've spoken about the whole, like, sometimes the NPCs were driving the plot a little bit too much in my brain, but again, that's just something that will come with experience, right? And when you've got something as like lore tight as Lord of the Rings, I can see why it's quite difficult to.
I mean, talk about being like, oh, I'm going to do my first actual production LARP and I'm going to choose Lord of the Rings in Scotland.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, that is bold.
Yeah.
So I'm really hype about
I'm so
going
excited.
Again. I think it's going to be a shorter run of a game.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be, I'll tell you what it is, okay? The next event is going to be better than the event we just had.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
The going forward, whatever the last event will be the best event they do.
Yeah.
And then they're going to stop doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hate them for it.
Yeah. It breaks my heart that I've now found, I'm going to say it, my favourite LARP system. I'm just going to say it there. Like, Warriors of Middle-earth, best LARP I've been to so far. Purely for the
that is strong.
It's strong. I'm not like, and I think it's not all about the plot, right?
Nope.
For me,
no. It's also not about it all running squeaky clean the entire weekend. Yeah. That's not what it's about either.
Yeah.
I totally get where you're coming
from.
For
me, the fact I was so immersed in the world that I never had one instance of me realizing that I was in LARP land. And I normally get that on the Saturday, halfway through the Saturday. My brain will break me out of the immersion and go, oh fuck, you've got work tomorrow, or you've got this to do, or like you'll get real world stress coming in. I did not get that once that weekend.
I know exactly what you mean. I drove back on the Sunday.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think 5.5 hours, something like that. I was so chill. I was really chill.
Yep.
It was like I had a lovely time. I was listening to my audiobook. For those that are keeping track, I just finished the Magnus book, and I'm on to TLNe in the Horus Heresy, book 45 out of 65.
Fucking
for
hell.
those keeping score. But yeah, I had a lovely drive back, and I was really, really chilled out, and it was nice.
Yeah.
So, which is like, you know, you don't drive 5.5 hours in the UK and remain relatively chilled.
Right.
Like, that is not how that works.
No.
No.
And I've been spending most of my week going, why can't I be back in the fort? I just want to go back.
I felt a lot of catharsis doing it, just because of the nature of the event, not just the murdering, obviously.
Yeah.
Which is honestly, even talking about it in the podcast has made me relive it, and I'm like, oh my god, is this even something I want to do? Like, do I want to be the fucking the serial killer of the fort? But now everybody knows, and that, like, if you know, everything is like, oh, I know. But if you don't know, then it's like, so yeah, I might fuck myself here. But like,
you'll be all right.
Man, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna see how I feel. Maybe I'll kill. Maybe I won't.
Until in play they have concrete evidence that it was you, you're fine. Let's just hope that Lilypad does not recall any traumatic events.
My left hand is possessed. I've killed before and I'll kill again.
Oh my god!
I just can't stop killing.
It's so good.
I can't wash off the blood. I keep seeing their faces. But Lily didn't even stay dead. Am I supposed to feel guilty about someone that I killed and then came back and is just as happy and sunny a person as they were before they died?
Yeah, I know. I think you're okay, Dave. I think you're okay.
I'm not okay. Okay is like the last word, to describe where I'm at with this.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna have to buy a VW Beetle. You know, get into character.
Yep. Oh my god. I'm so excited for next year though. Like Ian was like umming and ahhing about where it's going to be, when it's going to be, if it's going to run. Because like we spoke a little bit out of character. Running LARPs, man, it's expensive.
It's a hellish nightmare.
Yeah.
You are doing the thing that you want to see.
Yeah.
And want to play, but you never get to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And all you have is all the stress, the drama, the risk, and you have to make us happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Millie and Dave, notoriously difficult to please people.
I don't even know what my rep is at this stage. Do you know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Right. I think
I feel. I think I'm okay, but I think I'm biased. So.
I had a phenomenal weekend LARPing in Middle-earth with you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see where WOME goes. I'm really excited to see what happens with my dating prospects next time. And I kind of want to see what happens if the Morgul Blade thing is going to pop back up. I think that would be really fucking sick. And we'll see if poor little Lilypad remembers any sort of traumatic backstory.
No. She can't remember anything. Like there's this weird balancing act that now has to happen, which is like a trust bond between me and the crew, which is you can't magically produce hard evidence because that will immediately kill my character.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The only real way to stop me now is if I strike again and I make a mistake. Because I can't be leading people into the bushes anymore.
No, you can't. Oh my god.
Once it's fine, twice is suspicious. So
I really look forward to you thinking of more and more progressively elaborate murder plots.
I spent a lot of time on the drive home thinking about how to isolate and murder people.
Oh my god.
Or to murder people in a public area.
Yeah.
Like what ways I can do that.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm not a better person for it, you know?
Yeah. I'm excited either way.
So am I.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, like we've said it before, but thank you so much to like Ian and Emma for firstly organising and thinking of such an ambitious and incredible little LARP. Like all of the NPCs that were just run ragged by the event, like running up and down to the fort, doing encounters.
Hills suck.
Hills really do suck.
I think the crew worked their asses off. I love the little plots that they had going on. I thought the actual player base was just brilliant.
Yeah.
There's like, I know a lot of the people that were there from different systems, and we enjoy each other's company a lot. So, well, hopefully, I enjoy their company, I should say. And then I think the hype of the new players and everything just made like a really, really great group of players. Really enjoying the game. A lot of people brought their own thing to the game. You know, like doing things to make the world a bit more immersive. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I hope that they all come back next year. I think it's going to be good. Oh, it's exciting.
It's annoying. I want to go next year, but I'm terrified I'm not going to be able to go. Like, I'm at that stage, you know, where I'm like, oh, I hope I get a ticket.
We'll make it work.
Well, the problem is, like, people fucking... these goddamn LARP celebrities making fucking podcasts about their systems that they really, really love.
Yeah.
And then it becomes really hard to get tickets.
Yeah. Well...
Those people should be more responsible with their actions.
Oh no! I can't. I don't even know how to respond. I haven't had enough caffeine for that.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Hey, hey, Dave.
Yeah.
You know what I feel like at the moment is that we are doing the Aragorn, you hobbits, you bow to no man, to all of the orgs and stuff. I just think that's a really cool little mental image to...
That scene is one of the guarantees to make me have a little cry.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that scene gets me every fucking time.
It's so good.
The look on their little faces.
I think next event, we're going to have to just start having like a little shout off. So like the Gondorians can do For Gondor.
Hold on. Is it Galadriel? Is that Aragorn's wife? Or
No.
is that...
Oh God. Oh no. You've put me on the spot though. Galadriel is Kate Blanchett.
Who's fucking amazing, by the way. Oh my God. They're the best, man. You know, the Aerosmith singer's daughter.
Yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Tyler?
Yeah. I'm on it.
Liz Tyler.
Liv Tyler. Yeah.
Liv Tyler.
Yeah.
Liz.
Don't mind us. She plays Arwen. Don't mind us, little
Arwen.
Yeah. Don't mind us, dear listeners. We are certified
podcast.
Yeah.
Good.
We are certified nerds. There's just quite a lot of nerdage going on in our brains that it takes us a minute to compile it.
Millie, I've had a lovely time talking to you. It's been really fun, and I think you're doing a really, really good job. Don't edit me out.
Thanks.
Okay,
I appreciate you. You can now return to the lockbox that is where I keep all of the previous hosts.
Yeah. Well, that's actually what happened.
Yeah, it legit is.
Ian's still in the basement. He was naughty, so he doesn't get to go on the podcast.
Oh no, he might come out.
Yeah, but I told Millie about what Ian did, and therefore I get to eat and get to go on the podcast.
Yeah, snitches do not get stitches when it comes to the LARP noobs.
I'm a favourite.
Yeah, they get time on the air. They get airtime if they knock to each other. Fuck, that's painting me in a really bad light, isn't it? Right. You bow to no man, Dave Winpenny.
Thank you.
Mainly because you're so short.
I'm average height! I'm 5'9". I'm a fully fucking grown-up man. Damn it.
Ta-ta.